This is a stimulus and Social Security update. Got some important update to share with you. Joe Manchin saying it's a very sad day in America. I'll play you the video clip of what he's talking about. $500 checks going out in just 17 days, and Social Security fund is actually going to run out a lot sooner than we thought. I'll give you the latest updates with Social Security cuts and give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a more than Monday Monday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more daily, straight-to-the-point updates on matters that financially matter to you. So, stimulus update, direct $500 payments for more than 300 families to be sent in 17 days. So, this is the latest guaranteed income program going out in 17 days to families in Sonoma County, and they're going to receive $500 every month through December 2024. So yeah, those payments are going out Sonoma County, California. When it comes to Social Security Trust Fund is running out of money even earlier than we thought. So got some latest numbers here. Social Security trustees forecast significant deterioration, 23% benefit cuts in just 10 years. So Social Security trustees released their annual report this past Friday, noting that significant deterioration in Social Security's financial well-being. Here's what Americans need to know. Social Security will be broke within a decade. Politicians have no credible plan to fix it, and the longer they wait, choosing to vilify their colleagues instead of working with them, the higher the cost will be for all but the oldest Americans. According to the trustees, Social Security's old age retirement program will run out of money in 2033. That means that anyone who is 57 or younger today won't receive a single full benefit, and all Social Security beneficiaries, whether 67 or 107, will be subject to 23% across the board benefit cuts in 2033 and beyond. That is huge. That will mean a loss of more than $5,000 per year in annual benefits for a typical retiree. So yeah, with these new numbers coming out, seems a lot worse than what they thought. So that means anyone 57 or younger won't receive a single full benefit. So it's pretty crazy. Let me know what your thoughts are on this down in the comments below. So everyone was saying it was bad, but now we see actual numbers. Trustees also reported that Social Security's 75-year unfunded obligations increased by $2 trillion to $22.4 trillion, which means each household share of Social Security shortfall is now $172,000, a $15,000 increase since last year alone. So yeah, it's getting really bad when it comes to Social Security with these numbers, and still no one's doing anything. No one is stepping up to the plate and saying, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that. Usually it's just the Democrats blaming the Republicans, Republicans blaming the Democrats. And the cycle continues. Moving on, Joe Manchin says that Trump indictment marks very sad day for America, as well as a few other topics Joe Manchin talks about. Take a look at what Joe Manchin has to say here.
Joining us now, Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat from West Virginia. Senator, welcome back to Fox News Sunday.
Hey, Shannon, good to be with you.
Okay, so you're getting a lot of attention this week for an op-ed that you wrote. It sounds like you're having potential second thoughts about the deal you made to get the Inflation Reduction Act passed. You say the administration is attempting at every turn to implement the bill it wanted, not the bill Congress actually passed. Have you discussed it? Will you discuss it with President Biden?
I sure hope so, and I've been discussing it with all of his basically administration, and I'm very, very disappointed in how they have interpreted a piece of legislation that is not how it was written. It was not the intent, and it's not the agreement that President Biden and I had. So I'm hoping that he intervenes and basically says, listen, we need energy security. We have to produce fossil energy cleaner and better than ever before, but we need an amount of it that we can be energy independent and secured as a nation. We can also invest in the technologies that will have energy for the future. We did both. And they're trying to now implement a bill, Shannon, that we didn't write. And it's a bill they didn't pass. So just do our job. Follow the law. Do your job.
So I know that one of the sticking points seems to be the new regulations that came out, the proposed regulations with respect to electric vehicles, about how much of that should be domestic production. You know, the White House is going to say they're relying on experts for these regulations, and there's now a public comment period open to anybody who wants to weigh in. I mean, isn't that the protocol?
Well, the protocol would have been to implement the bill exactly. We laid out the bill and wrote the bill in a way that it told you what was sourcing and processing and what was manufacturing. The whole purpose is to bring basically reliable supply chains to America, be able to manufacture the healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and we've done that. But if they don't implement it in a way that it was written and implement it in a way they desire, they just want to throw caution to the wind and put more money out and throw more money from the Treasury in credits that basically are not going to accelerate how quickly that we can be totally self-reliant in America. There's nothing wrong with us bringing manufacturing. We should not be dependent and relying on China's supply chain. You know, I said I'm old enough to remember standing in line in 1974 to buy gasoline to go to work. I don't want to stand in line to buy a battery to run a vehicle and waiting on it from China. That's what we're doing, and that's what the intent of the bill was.
Okay, to the point of whether or not you got snookered in making this deal with the White House, Hot Air writes this. It says Manchin wants to distance himself from the administration he enabled with the Inflation Reduction Act and really wants to distance himself from its results, but that's impossible. The vote on the IRA came down to Manchin. Manchin negotiated its terms, and Manchin endorsed its policies and the lack of control the legislation had on Biden's use of the bill. If Manchin wants to talk about political malpractice, maybe he should look in the mirror. Your response?
Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, from the standpoint, we write pieces of legislation. We expect the administration to adhere to the intent and how we wrote it. It's in the bill. Read the law. So anybody who has that opinion has not read the bill. What we have to do now, we have a process so we can hold their feet accountable. I can tell you, we brought down inflation. We can do an awful lot more. We've got more drilling going on. We're producing more oil and gas than we did before. And we're more reliant on ourselves than we were on foreign supply chains. We can do all of this. This bill was written for one purpose: energy security, bring down the cost of drugs, be able to pay down debt, which we hadn't done in 20 years. But now when they want to blow the cap off of it, I'm going to fight and fight back hard. And I would hope that my Democrat and Republican people, friends, and in legislature especially, would feel the same way and work with us to hold the administration's feet to the fire.
So
it was not throwing caution to the wind. We have runaway inflation right now. We still have high inflation. We have a debt ceiling that's going to be crashing upon us, and we're not doing anything to address that. Not even talking about it.
Some of the analysts out there, though, will look at the Inflation Reduction Act and say, you know, even looking at CBO scoring and other, you know, Penn Wharton, they will say this Inflation Reduction bill was never going to solve that problem. So even if we still have those problems now, does that lie somewhat at your feet for voting for this?
Shannon, the bottom line is when you have a chance to do something and make it better, when you have basically an administration was going away from the dependable, reliable fossil fuels that we have to run the country for energy security, when we're relying, we were saying maybe we can take the sanctions off of Iran. Come on, you're going to take the sanctions off of a country that promotes the most horrific terrorist support around the world and give them more revenue to do harm to humankind? And we know that we have to have our own reliable resources, and we can do it right here in America, and we weren't doing it? You're going to sit back and say, well, I'm afraid politically it might not be popular. I've got to do what I think that is the best thing I can for my country. And I think that we did a piece of legislation that'll do exactly what it was intended to do. We've got to make sure the administration now administers the way it's supposed to. The bottom line is we have brought down, we have put more product into the market. We have just done more leasing and permitting than we've done. We need a permitting bill that changes how fast we're able to get this done. And we have Democrats and Republicans agreeing that it needs to be done. We just got to put a piece of legislation that works. We've got to work together as the United States and not allowing the political diversity of this country keep pushing us further and further to the extremes.
What are your thoughts on what Joe Manchin has to say? Agree, disagree? Let me know down in the comments below. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day. So I actually woke up Bella doing this video. You can see the bed right here. She was actually sleeping, but I really wanted to give this news to you in this video. We're actually staying at a family member's house. So Bella and I slept in the same bed together. Bella, you want to give the tip of the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. And what you should always do, you should always be together with someone. You should always have a friend beside you. You should always have someone right next to you because they might be lonely and you should always be with them. So that's all I wanted to say. So bye.
And that was just 2 minutes after waking up. Good job, Bella. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. So I had a really busy weekend. My wife had to work 2 24-hour shifts, one on Friday, one on Sunday. So very busy with the kids. Didn't really have much time for the videos, watching them and doing fun stuff the whole time when we went out to the playgrounds and, you know, just try to have some good family time. But anyways, hopefully you had a great weekend and a great rest of your day. If you want to check out any of my other videos, like my friend's massage chair video, you can click right up here. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.